Alright guys, we are going to react to Ryan Was. Germany's political system is not like America's. Yeah, I will just react. Okay, let's get into the video.
Hello, thank you for being here, thank you for joining me today. Let's get down to business. Karsten, it's a cool name, Karsten, sent me some
like boomer German names.
Suggestions here, you know? He said, this video will explain some more details about why you call your different political parties the traffic light, the ample. I don't know what Jamaica and Kenya. I don't know.
I will hope this will be explained in the video, or else I will explain it at the end of the video, but we will just look at it. I know the system is like way more diversified, we have way more parties, and I think it's also under the democracy index, I don't know how it's called. You know how democratic your country is. Germany's system is way up higher than like the US's. I think at least, I'm not sure.
The political parties, let's see.
When polls close on election day in Germany, voters are provided with some answers, mainly how the various political parties performed. But
they find that out the second the polls close, because if that's true, then you guys have a way more advanced system than we do.
Yeah, we have in Germany, like, the polls are closed and it's like, after we get the first results, when like 50% of the votes are counted, or 60%, and like after 4 hours, well, it won't get any later, like 100% is counted and the election results are there. Yeah, it's very fast. I know in the US it's like, it can take up to a week or even longer. I know at the midterms, it wasn't like for weeks, it wasn't sure at some regions who would win, Democrat, Republican. I personally like the German system a lot more. At the moment I still can't vote, I'm too young for that, sadly, but I still know from like friends and family that can vote that you have like thousands of different options you can take.
It took like a week, this last presidential election.
For me as a European, it's always very intense to wait for so long for the US president, because it's like, for me the German, it's always a little bit scary of the US election, because they can get some crazy man to power who's like very anti-European and anti-German, like Trump, and that's always not good.
Which parties will form a coalition and govern the country for the next 4 years?
A coalition? Oh, so the plot thickens from here.
Yeah, I think I know in the US just can't be coalition because there are like just two parties, Democrats and Republicans. The other ones just won't get voted or don't get enough votes. So I think it's always one has the majority or the other one has the majority. Correct me if I'm wrong here, please.
So like the Greens and the different people on the left and the environmental people, like they put aside their differences and come together. It's
Yes.
like a tribe in Survivor. Right, let's watch.
So how does that work? How do political parties that were competitors the day before the election decide to compromise and work together the day after? Well,
I swear there's some dirty dogs in politics. It might have all been for show, even. At least here in America, they're fighting each other. We stick a stand against you. Then behind closed doors, they're shaking hands. I don't know.
It's often like, before the election you already kind of know who's gonna, depends on who wins, but you will know who's going to form a coalition. It's very likely that if they get enough votes, Green and SPD will form a coalition, or CDU and FDP, like the more conservatives. So they won't shoot against their own potential partners, they will more likely shoot against their opponents, like SPD against CDU or Greens against AFD. Well, everybody's shooting against AFD because they completely suck.
Germany's electoral system is based on proportional representation, which alone creates a system that is geared towards compromise. If the dust in the election settles, the parties survey the landscape using good old-fashioned math.
Math, wow. See, this is impossible, at least for politicians.
Which 2 or 3 parties need to come together to control over 50% of the 590 seats in the Bundestag? If Party A receives 26% of the vote, Party B receives 23% of the vote, and Party C receives 11% of the vote, then they may form the ABC coalition.
That would be a cool name, too.
That's right.
Like for little kids. ABC.
Controlling 60% of the seats in the Bundestag.
Bundestag.
Within this coalition, there would be one senior coalition partner, Party A, and two junior
the kingpin.
coalition partners, B and C.
Yeah, but in our current government, the SPD is major partner. I think they got like 25% of the votes in the last election. Like Greens 14 or 15 and FDP like 11. They got just slightly over 50. But yeah, like the last 16 years under Merkel, it was always the CDU. The last 8 years, then together with the SPD.
If parties D, E, and F receive 14, 12, and 6% of the vote respectively, then Party D becomes the so-called leader of the opposition. Sounds simple, right? Well, sort of. There are many options for coalitions, and we've seen a wide range of them at the national and state levels over the past 75 years. Since each of Germany's main political parties are associated with specific colors,
I was just looking at these. See what this Kenya one. I wonder why. If they just cut out these green people. I mean, maybe they don't want to. I don't know exactly. I still don't exactly understand how it works. But I'm saying that they could have just. It could have just been the red and the black. Get rid of this middle one, and they'd still be over 50%.
By that, I'm also not sure. It's maybe like an optical illusion, but no. But they should get it without the Greens over 50% or without the SPD. I really don't know. Maybe just they wanted to show who's just potential partners.
So what do they need these green people for? Or maybe the green people are like the friends in the middle. They're like, hey, red people and black people, we gotta work together here. I know you guys hate each other, but I'm gonna be in the middle.
Not really. Sort of, maybe. It can be, like in the traffic light coalition, our current government. There's Greens, SPD, and FDP. For the most who are SPD and Green voters, the FDP is really just annoying, but we needed them to get government, or it wouldn't work. I guess the SPD, you could see them as like the middle ground, like the Greens are more left than the SPD, and the FDP is more economic rightly than SPD and Greens. Like most of the times, SPD and Greens will try to push something, and then FDP will like, no, stop, we won't do it, and then everybody's annoyed, and it takes weeks, and sometimes it's really annoying. But still, I like the current coalition.
Since each of Germany's main political parties are associated with specific colors, folks piece together what coalitions could look like by giving them colorful names, like the traffic light coalition.
Oh! Duh. I see.
Consisting of the parties represented by, you guessed it, the colors green, yellow, and red. Another one you sometimes hear about is...
Okay, that just answered a question I've had for days, if not weeks now. That's why it's a traffic light. Okay, it's a coalition.
the Jamaica Coalition.
Oh, yellow, black, and green.
For the Jamaica coalition, after our election, that was a potential candidate for a government, but the CDU just freaked out. They lost so many voters, so nobody really wanted the CDU in, so we just went with SPD, Greens, FDP. I prefer the traffic light because I really don't like the CDU, but yeah, would be a potential candidate for coalition maybe in the next election.
consisting of the colors of the Jamaican flag, black, green, and yellow. In the latter example, the Red Party would likely be the lead opposition party in the Bundestag, with the Purple Party and Light Blue Party also playing opposing roles.
Yeah, like for the last 16 years, the smaller parties like Greens, the left, were always in opposition because the CDU was just a huge player in Germany. They had like always 30% or more, which is a lot, really a lot in Germany. And it's really rare that a party will get like over 40%. That didn't happen like on at least countrywide level, like I think 20 years or more. But now the CDU in the opposition is like the CDU that was in the government for the last 16 years and is now in opposition is now criticizing everything which all responsible. Like they criticize bad train infrastructure, that renewable energies aren't built up like they could be, that we have a slowed down economy, everything. But they all did it by themselves. We have to say SPD was in the last 8 years with the CDU and did a lot of really stupid things. I at least think personally, but still, you can't. Well, it's like it's politics, so I guess you can. But it's like that's like the definition of populism. You go in the government, freak up everything, lose an election, leave, and then criticize the government that comes after you. And then you win the next vote again. And that's like how the circle repeats.
But not necessarily aligned with each other. There's no formal opposition coalition. But simple math is hardly enough for political parties to want to join forces. The force of attraction to each other's political party platforms plays an even more important role. There has to be some chemistry there. Within hours of the election results, the courtship of negotiations between compatible parties begins.
Within hours.
Yeah, like election results are there, and then the parties go instantly into talk, discuss what they will do within the coalition, what their plans are, and see if they are able to fusion into one big coalition.
And they're savage.
Or not.
Other party platforms converge or diverge. If parties find alignment and are willing to compromise, then they may be on the path to forming a government.
Today, FDP, SPD and Green. FDP is more like, in case of the economy, right-wing. They are still a liberal party, but more right-wing, more conservative. And the SPD, which is the Workers' Party, and the Greens, which are environmentalists, really are more liberal than the FDP, which often caused already some trouble in the coalition, which like damaged a little bit the image of our chancellor and our government.
If interests diverge between parties, the coalition will likely reach a dead end.
Yeah, but this didn't happen the coalition break apart is like, I think, 30, 40 years ago. In most cases, the coalitions are very stable and they mostly won't break apart. What happens is maybe that some coalitions want to form a coalition and some parties want to form a coalition, but they just don't get a compromise. But if they can get a compromise, the most of the time will stay.
I see. So are the coalitions like official things that are actually like in law?
No, they're like very unofficial. Just an agreement. You can say that.
You guys are now coalitions, and you have to like get a divorce if you want to break up.
No, you can just say we don't want to work with you anymore. That's it.
Or is it just an informal like, hey, we're gonna work together?
Yeah.
For example, you'll notice that
It seems kind of official.
none of the potential coalition options shown earlier include the color light blue.
Yeah. They just suck. They are horrible. They are super incompetent. They are like a party out of the early 20th century.
Representing the far-right alternative for Germany.
Yeah. If you vote for them, you will just want to vote for the big parties, for the big old parties, or you're just stupid. I can't say it different. It's like completely anti-democratic, authoritarian idiots who are just power hungry and want to destroy democracy over the world. I just can't say it different. It's just like that.
Although
Sorry.
mathematically the AfD could work with another party to form a coalition, its far-right, xenophobic platform makes it an unwelcome outlier in German politics.
Even if you're desperate for that 5% or whatever they bring to the table, no one wants to work. Except
from some little exceptions, and nobody. Every party hates them. Nobody wants to do anything with them. Except in the East German states, the Bundesländer, Saxony, Thuringia. Yeah, they are really strong. They have like, I think, almost 30% of the vote, was just horrible, just really sad. It will be really hard for the other parties to form a government without them, and over the years they got just even more. And like their survey results, I think it's called, I'm not sure, they are just getting higher, well, just spiked in the last years because of first COVID, because every idiots are voting these muppets like, yeah, math is they take our freedom and that stuff, and I think you should know that every country has their own people who are like that, and also because of the war in Ukraine and the high inflation, that just causes often them to get more voters, but not in the West. In West Germany, in the West German states, like, they are still very, very unpopular. They rarely get like over 12%, and you just don't want to be any sort of way linked with them. Yeah.
And they have an ugly logo.
That's also true.
That's what I'm saying. They got nothing going for them. Dang it.
Consequently, parties have traditionally avoided cooperating with the AfD.
And that's very, very good. I hope it will stay so for eternity.
Once a political party finds its coalition partner, or partners, they decide together who will be the government's chancellor candidate. Unlike the US, where presidents are directly voted into office, Germany's chancellor is selected by the incoming coalition.
What?
Approved by
Yeah, it's like the chancellor will be put in charge by the coalition. They just say we make it like our current chancellor. We put Olaf Scholz into office. They decide they will have a vote in the Bundestag, which is like the House of Representatives. Is it called like that? Like your parliament in the US. And they will vote for them, and then he will be in office.
president, and ultimately
He
elected
got way fewer power than the US president.
by a majority in the Bundestag.
Oh wow. Okay.
Electing
This is different.
the chancellor and then appointing the various cabinet positions according to the coalition agreement are the final steps in building the federal government. Lights, camera, action. A new government is ready to take the stage and promote a spirit of cooperation, compromise, and coalition building across
Oh, wow.
the European Union, the Atlantic, and the world over.
Yeah, you can like always feel that. This sort of try to cooperation, of this progress that is always made by a new coalition. Especially like you had like 16 years CDU, and then you finally get something fresh like Greens and FDP.
That was a video right there, folks.
Good video.
Wow. Can I thumb it up again? Or did I? No. Yes, I
Did I vote you video? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, go please check him out. He's cool. Oh, I didn't follow. Oops.
This is an underappreciated video. 8,000
Like yours. Come on, 10,000 views. That can go up to 100,000 at least. That was really good.
views. Wow, that was excellent. I'm just happy I know what the traffic light thing means. Yes. And that was really interesting to hear about how the AFD, you know, it's like an aspect to it I hadn't thought about. Like nobody wants to work with them because they're too extreme.
Yeah, but what I always find fascinating is that like the AFD is like comparable. Well, I think personally, I'm not 100% sure, but it feels like they are comparable to like the extreme Republicans, like them around Donald Trump. These are like the AFD.
So how do these people like get anything done, even if they have
No, nothing.
reasonable size of voters? They're never gonna be able to elect the chancellor.
In 8 years of them being in the Bundestag, not one single thing they got through because it's all completely crap that they try to want to get.
From the AFD. Unless they get 50% of the vote themselves.
Like they want Germany leaving the EU, NATO. They want friendship with Iran and Russia. So just stupid things. And I just hope they will never get anywhere to power.
Hopefully I'm saying all
They are often like also called Putin's party in Germany. They are like a Trojan horse here.
whatever. That was super interesting.
There are also many hints that they get payment from Russia, which is like kinda sussy if you ask me.
Thank you for watching. Why is there no red, white, and blue coalition?
We have no white, and the blue are shit.
Anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic day.
Hope you do.
I hope to see you here again tomorrow. You know, I mean, you could subscribe if you wanted to. I'm just saying.
Please subscribe to him. So, really good video from him. Hope you enjoyed. If you want, like and subscribe.